The 5 Point Play podcast, the diehard Duke basketball fans podcast.
I didn't hear anything.
TK is here. He
start.
cannot hear anything apparently on our intro video, but
I did
he is
not
here.
hear any.
I guess we
intro.
are point
All right.
guards right now.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's
Well, welcome.
something
welcome
happened
back, right?
earlier today.
Welcome to the 5 Point Play podcast, where we cannot figure this out on season 5. Here we go.
Season 8, bro.
Season 8, episode 2. Not counting the encore episode with the Godfather AC and Coach P. P stands for pause. But yeah, no, it's good to be back. Obviously, this will be a quick episode because we have another episode between the two scrimmages that we have coming up against Johnny Dawkins and UCF at the Brotherhood Run, and then Tennessee, which, let's get right to it, like Tennessee is going to be their top 20 rankings just came out, Jack, so we want to kind of break that down. Surprised at all that Purdue is number one. I mean, I don't think it really matters, but it's not totally shocking to me that Purdue was number one. You could have made a case for anybody, Houston, Florida, even UConn, as much as people don't want to hear that. You can make a case for them. Duke comes in at number 6. We'll get into our feelings about that. For me, I think we could have been anywhere from basically 5 to 10, quite frankly. But I don't think that we necessarily were going to be in the top 5. St. John's, a little bit surprising to me, being 5, but we'll break it all down. Jack, starting with at the top, though, Duke's ranking, what were your thoughts there? And then, are you surprised at all with the top 5?
I mean, I think Purdue at 1 kind of makes sense. Purdue, I think they've only been ranked number 1 week in the history of the poll, which is very interesting before this week. So they have 0 wins as the number 1 team in the country. Just something to keep an eye on.
Also went home in the tournament as the number 1 team in the country.
That's very true. Cherry pick stats of the week brought to you by myself and D, the Duke fan. Houston, I mean, I honestly expected Houston to be number 1. I
Same.
think, again, you can make an argument for any of the top 4 teams, and each of the top 4 teams got at least 2 first-place votes. So, yeah, I mean, Purdue, UConn, Florida. Florida, obviously, defending champions, losing Clayton, and they lost a couple other pieces too, right?
Yeah, I don't think Florida's legit.
I mean, they're going to be in Cameron in a few months, so we'll see.
Find out.
But, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, I thought it was going to be Houston.
Same.
I think it makes sense. I think it's so early. I'm gonna say that a lot this episode. It's so early. But you know what? This is like for college basketball fans, like Christmas morning when the first poll drops because basketball season's right around the corner.
Well, my favorite thing about preseason rankings is, and pretty much every week that the new rankings come out, it is how is X team ahead of Y team when Y team hasn't done X. Like it's rinse and repeat every single year. It's lazy.
Hey man, how is St. John's ahead of Duke when St. John's hasn't even won a basketball game this season?
It's insane. It's insane how St. John's is ranked ahead of us. But yeah, no.
I do want to talk about that actually after
St.
whatever
John's,
you say, TK.
Yeah, no, I think that the one thing I was gonna
Patino gets love.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say.
Patino definitely gets love. I saw him behind the home plate. The Yankees
end of discussion.
But the other thing I was going to say, just as it pertains to this year, is I think that there are probably 15 teams that have a chance to win it all, whereas last year there were clearly 4 teams that were better than everybody else. And I know that kind of materialized come December and early January last year. I don't see that being the case this year. I think there has been a lot of turnover. Obviously, a lot of people moving around, but it was a historic last season where the 4 teams that were greater than everybody else were 4 of the best statistical teams that we've seen ever. So I think from that perspective, it's going to be a wild season. I think you're going to probably see 7 or 8 different number 1 teams at some point. Just based on how it goes. But D, I'll give you the floor. Sounds like you wanted Houston or thought Houston should have been number one as well.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of with Jack, man. I really don't give a shit about these rankings, especially preseason bullshits. Talk to me about the rankings on, I don't know, April 7th or whatever it's going to be this year. Like that's when I care about rankings. Duke probably got shot in the foot with the rankings over the epic collapse they had against Houston, which I don't want to talk about. So we're going to move past last season. We're not going to talk about last season on this podcast if I have a say about it. And we're going to focus on this year. And all we can do is just win the games ahead of us. I don't really, like, while we're on the subject, I think it's dope that John scheduled the non-conference teams that he did, because that is a gauntlet. But I don't think the ACC is as down as they have been in the past years. There's going to be a lot of good teams. If y'all don't think NC State is going to be good, then you don't live in North Carolina. That's all I have to say about that. You clearly can't pay attention.
I agree. I think they should have been ranked over at UNC.
Like, you clearly
there was
don't.
3 points in difference between the two of them.
You clearly don't pay attention to anything outside of your state. NC State is going to be a hellacious team. Will Wade is a great basketball coach. I know this isn't a state podcast. I'm just saying. But Wake Forest is going to be good. UNC is going to be worlds better than they've been in the past 2 years. So I don't really like the super hard non-con. But then again, you got to win 6 games in a row to cut the nets down. So fuck it. Let's get after it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, 6 games in a row plus at least 4, if not 5, sometimes even 6 of them are all going to be really challenging games. Sometimes you got to win 7 if you're like UCLA in 21, and they did. They made it to 6 games. Didn't make it to the championship. You got to think about that, especially with the potential tournament expansion, which is something.
Syracuse did that twice.
Syracuse did also do that twice. I always forget about that. Boeheim's magic in the month of March. But, I like it because, I mean, yeah, there's 5 ACC teams that received votes. Duke is one of them. You got Louisville at 11. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how long that's going to last. I think they're a good team. I don't know if they're a top 10, top 15 team in the country. Carolina, who, like you said, is worlds better than they've been the last few years. I think they had a much needed overhaul of a lot of different parts of their roster, and this is their first year without Roy Williams recruited players on their roster. So I think that's an important thing to think about. Like, this is finally fully Hubert's team.
Second year, isn't it?
Nah, RJ Davis was a freshman Roy's last year.
Oh yeah, he played 12 years. My bad, I forgot.
Yeah, he got a.
I
remember these things.
He's currently learning Chinese. Good for him.
He's on the Lakers right now.
That was back in his day.
For the next few days.
Yeah, it was back in Jack's day.
Back in Jack's
Shut
day,
up,
RJ
man.
Davis was still being recruited. But so I will say that Duke plays 6 or 7 teams currently ranked in the top 20.
Duke will play.
We'll play 3 in the top 10 with Florida,
Texas Tech,
and Michigan.
Texas Tech.
And Michigan later in the year. That game's gonna be awesome.
Kentucky. Are we not playing? Are we playing Michigan State or Kentucky?
We're playing Michigan State. We play Kansas. We go to Michigan State. That's not even.
Yeah, we're at Michigan State. We play Kansas in the Champs Classic.
Okay. All right. That's
so. This is we don't play Kentucky this year.
I don't give a fuck them.
Precisely, but yeah. So kind of going back to the comment about the stacked non-conference. I like it. I mean, I think the more big games the Duke plays, the better. I think, you want to test yourself against the better programs, the better teams. And especially in the first 2 months of the season, I think it gives you a really good barometer of which players will rise to the occasion more often than not. And especially when you have such high turnover You want to see which players will be able to step up, and I think that there's a lot of uh, fans of ours right now that have strong opinions of who should start and who should lead this, the point guard, and who should do all these different things. And all that's going to kind of get washed out really quickly with this schedule because you're going to see who can play and who can't. And when John eventually narrows down his um, rotation to 7, 8 guys, a lot of that's going to be determined, in my opinion, by how they fare against some of these better teams. Um, when they go up against Florida, I want to see how Isaiah Evans shows up. I want to see how Kalen Foster responds. I want to see how Big Pat plays. I mean, there's a lot of hype behind Big Pat right now, and deservedly so. There's a lot of hype right now with Dame Sar. I want to see how he does. I thought he was a player that a lot of people had penciled in as a starter when we landed him. So I want to see how all of these guys do against better competition. Obviously, when you go up against the Lincecums and Indiana States and Western Carolinas, everybody's going to get a shot, and that's great. But once we start playing Kansas and Michigan State and Texas Tech, Florida, Arkansas, like that's a gauntlet. Nobody can say this year that Duke didn't play anybody.
I want to.
Yeah.
I like where you're going with that, TK. I want to see how long of a leash Isaiah Evans has. Like when,
Yeah, me too.
when does John reel his ass in? All right, okay, that's enough is enough is enough. Get back. I want to, like as somebody who has coached the game of basketball, obviously not on a high level, youth level, but how do you keep somebody like Sebastian Wilkins, who is what 215, 6'5" guard, like 6'6" guard? Like how do you keep him off the court? Like I don't.
There's a lot of guys you can make the argument for this year. This is going to be
I
a hell of a decision for John.
That's what I'm saying. Like I want to know.
He's listed as 6'8".
I do not.
He's a big boy.
I said this
Okay,
over the
whatever.
summer. I do not envy the coaching staff for making these decisions.
My point is he's a 215-pound guard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how you keep that, and he can stroke it from the outside. I don't know how you keep that off the court. And you got a professional basketball player, Dame Sar. How do you keep that off the court? A Nick Haminia who can literally play 3 to 4 positions depending on who you have out there.
Yeah.
I don't, like Jack said, I don't envy any of the coaching staff right now because it's the most interesting thing to me is how long of a leash does Isaiah Evans have?
I want to stick on that point. It's interesting. And to kind of expand on it, the way I think about that is, what does that do to Isaiah Evans? So, because at some point, I think you're right, that John is going to have to be like, look, you have the green light, but let's do it with a little bit of reason. Like, I don't think that he's a player that you say you're JJ. Like, there's a different green lights where, like, JJ Redick had the ultimate green light. Like, if you wanted to shoot it from half court, go for it. I don't think that this team, the way it's structured, I think Isaiah has the green light. But that green light can turn to yellow. That green light can turn to red. If that makes sense. That never happened for JJ Redick. It probably wasn't going to happen for guys like Luke Kennard, guys like of that. Like, I just think that Isaiah, if he's playing within the flow of the game, he has whatever shot he wants. If he's just to a point where he's starting to take shots that are 4 or 5 feet behind the line just to see if he can get something going, I think that's different. And I think what I want to see, though, is when John does reel it in or John does pull him from the game, not for missing a shot, but for taking a bad shot, I want to see how Isaiah responds to that. I want to see how Isaiah responds to when things inevitably don't go his way at some point this year. How does Isaiah respond? That's what I want to see. That's what I'm interested in. I don't know how you feel, Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see how Isaiah does. I don't know. I mean, obviously Cam Boozer's option number 1A and 1B. I just wonder how Isaiah is gonna respond to being one of Duke's first looks on offense, and if that's going to make him fall in love with bad shots, or if that's going to make him maybe more selective, maybe, run around the court, do the JJ Redick classic. I'm never going to stop running, so my man is tired as hell, but I'm going to be open.
Him.
I'm wondering. I know it's not him. I'm wondering how he's going to be. I mean, we saw it countdown the way he looked. I liked it. I thought maybe occasionally a little too aggressive, but I liked the idea. He never, he never saw a matchup he didn't like. He was very. I like his. I like that he's willing to attack this year.
I want to see him take it. I want to see him take it to the rim. I think there's a lot of shooters. I think there's a lot of shooters on this team. If he really wants to make an impact, take it to the rim. That'll only open up space for you because now they have to respect that.
Yep.
So they'll step off of you a little bit more, and then you have room to shoot that ball. That's the number one thing to me. How far of a leash does John give him? Because I heard John at the ACC kickoff or tip-off, whatever they call it, in Charlotte or wherever the hell they had it, on the radio here locally. And he talked a lot about Isaiah, and he said Isaiah's been working on defense. Isaiah's been working on this. Isaiah's been working on that. He never once mentioned him shooting the ball. So it'll be interesting to see how much of that is truthful. Also,
yeah, I think some of that is coach speak for sure.
Sure. Well, yeah, obviously, but John isn't Coach K. John pretty much tells you how he sees it, which I respect about John. I also wonder how many minutes Darren Harris gets, because honestly, I like everybody in the Duke universe thinks Darren Harris is the second coming of Christ. I don't see any minutes for him on the court, dude. I honestly don't. He's the first person off the bench. That is a fucking lie. If he's the first person off the bench, we're losing in the second weekend.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far because I don't know which Darren Harris is going to show up, and I'm not sure what. I'm also not sure what his role is going to be here. So I think that we all know that he can shoot the ball. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to question that. It's what else is he capable of doing? Is he going to be that other lockdown defender? I don't know. Is he going to be a guy that John counts on every single game to be that 6th, 7th, 8th man? I don't know. Because like you said, there are a lot of other guys here that I can say, when I look at a rotation, I always go back to the rotation that the Coach K always had where he knew exactly when Mason and Miles were going in. He knew exactly when Andre was going to go in that 2010 season, John Shire's senior year. He did the same exact thing in 2015. He did it again in 2022. Like he had the rotation down. What I'm saying is I don't know where Darren Harris is going to fall into that rotation, if he's going to fall into that rotation. Now I will say this, because of the effort and the work that he put in the offseason, he's gotten a lot of accolades from that. And that's a big thing because that means he's going to get opportunities. He will 100% in the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season. He will get every opportunity to cut into that rotation. Every opportunity. So maybe in the first 2 or 3 games, he will be the 6th or 7th man. He will be. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Now, when it comes to February, when it comes to March, that remains to be seen.
So you're looking down the bench and you're like, all right, I got Nick Aminia, I got Dame Sarr, I got Sebastian Wilkins. Darren, get in. You're throwing Darren Harris in there? Are you serious? Like, honestly, friend to friend.
Me? I'm saying at the beginning of the year, I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Fuck that shit. No freaking way.
I have a feeling we're going to see a bunch of guys getting 20 minutes a game in the early part of the season.
Yeah, I think he's going to be. What I'm saying is, at the beginning of the season, I think that he's going to give Darren Harris every opportunity. Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
And I don't think that's far-fetched.
Because once we hit real season, I don't see him sitting on the bench. That's just me. That's just my vision. I don't want it to be true, but dang, man, we got 12 NBA players on the team.
We got quite a few.
And he ain't one of them.
Not right now. That's for sure.
Not yet.
Not ever, dude. Come on, let's be real.
Maybe not.
Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck.
I think there's a lot of players where you could have said that, especially their freshman year. Darren Harris, the odds are that he's probably not, but that doesn't mean that he can't become that in junior and senior year. I'm not going to put that on him. But I'm not asking him.
He's going to get a great education from Duke, and that's fine. But you're never going to play in the NBA.
Most likely not, but we don't know that yet.
Have fun in Istanbul.
A couple other things I wanted to touch on here, and then we'll get to some of our guys in the association. Is
American Association.
The American Association.
That is a former baseball league that hasn't played since the 1800s.
But I do want to talk about
fucking guy. Back in his day, they were playing though. You know what I mean?
I want to talk about
guy.
I want to talk about Malik Brown, and I want to talk about Big Pat. Big Pat is getting all sorts of kudos after his performance at Countdown, but he's also been getting a lot of them throughout the summer. Just the way he's reshaped his body, some of the moves that he's able to make. I'm not going to drag us back through the Pat can shoot threes or not shoot threes. I'm not going to.
No, I'm not dealing with that.
We're not doing that.
Let's move on for that.
But I want to talk about, we're going to get to our preview podcast in about a week or two, but what is the ceiling for Big Pat, Jack? Like, where do you see the ceiling for him this season?
He's legit, Jack.
I mean, he is incredibly the only thing that's really holding me back from saying something outrageous is the fact that I don't know if there's enough touches for him to be like a double-digit scorer. He's going to be an amazing player. He's going to get rebounds. I think he's going to get blocks. I think he's going to be an insanely good and consistent contributor, producer. I just don't know if there are enough touches for him to be putting up more than 8 points a game. I hate to say it.
I got a question for you, Jack.
Yeah, what's up?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to make sure we had the same point here. You said not enough touches, but you also mentioned rebounds. What about offensive rebounds? How many offensive rebounds do you think?
That's a really good. I think he can grab north of 2.5. I think that's a really good.
So there's 4 or 5 points right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it depends. It depends if he's going right back up or if he's passing out to an open shooter.
I think he's going right back up. I teach my kid
I would love it if he did. I'd love it if he did.
My son is about my height with a little longer wingspan. And I'm like, every time you get the ball on the post, on an offensive rebound, keep it above your head and go straight back up. Because the only thing they can do is foul you. That's it. That is it. So I agree with you. I agree with you. There's too many offensive players on this team for him to average, say, Wendell Carter numbers or Marvin Bagley numbers, like double type stuff. But I think he's got 6 points off offensive rebounds a game, just the way the game flows. Just the way the game flows.
It's a lot of points.
I think that's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot of offensive rebound points. I think that's best case scenario.
You just told me 2 to 3 offensive rebounds, correct?
Yeah. But again, I don't know if he's putting up the ball every time he gets it.
What the fuck is he going to do? Dribble around the court?
Pass out to an open shooter. That's
Nah, he's going back up, dude. They're telling the coaches are telling him to go straight back up.
But let me just put it. The way
he's reformed his body, he can go straight back up and two-handed right now. Bang.
Kamran Malawach led Duke last year with 107 offensive rebounds. That was 2.7 a game. We know that he's not putting that thing back up, and he was 7'2" with a ridiculous wingspan. Now, I'm not saying they're the same player because Patrick has a much greater offensive skill set.
He's twice as strong.
And he's a very strong player, but I don't think that there's a lot to be said from getting the offensive rebound and kicking out for a wide open three. I think you're going to see that a lot more. The question shouldn't be how many points is Patrick himself getting from offensive rebounds. How many of those are converted by Duke is the question.
I think that's the big thing.
Okay.
I agree with that.
I will give you this, DK. A very smart coach once told me the best time to shoot a 3-pointer is off an offensive
Right
rebound.
after an offensive
Right.
rebound, yeah.
So I'll give you that. And he's an elite passer.
Exactly.
But so let's just say, all right, let's just say he gets 3 offensive rebounds a game. He converts 2 of those for buckets. One of them's an and one. That's 5 points. Let's give him 4.5 points off offensive rebounds.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So
Makes
now we
2 to 3 more post
if
shots.
if he averages 8 points with 8 rebounds a game,
that's pretty good
That's-
season.
that's great for Duke.
I think that he will average 10. I do. I think that he'll average 10. And
Rebounds or points?
Points.
I don't see that, but
I don't see it either.
I if he's averaging 10 points a game, then we've got issues.
I don't think we
That
have
means
great
that
issues.
one,
because-
at least one, if not multiple, of Isaiah, Cam, and Caleb is not doing their job.
Yeah, we just can't do it.
I
We're
think
just
that
not
it's
getting it
well,
done.
one thing I will say is I think that if he's averaging 10 points a game, which I think that he will, I think that's a great thing for Duke because I think it shows that we have the low post scorer that we didn't really have last year, and I think that John wants to prioritize that as much as he wants to run, and as much as he wants to be able to get easy buckets, and I think that throwing it down to Pat will provide for easy buckets. One of the ways that I think about this is that one of the issues that he had with issues, but one of the things that he brought up after the countdown scrimmage was make the easy pass inside, especially when he was talking about Kellen Foster. Make the easy pass inside. He knows that Pat can go up, make a Jaleel Okafor type post move and score. So that's what I'm saying, where I think that there will be a little bit of a priority in trying to feed him a little bit more post touches than we've been used to in the last couple of years. We didn't see that with Kaman. We didn't see that with Lively because that's not the type of player they were, but Pat is.
I think Pat Nagamba can be a rim runner. I don't know why y'all think he can't.
I'm not saying he can't.
That's just not what we've traditionally seen out of him.
Well, yeah, but he's also trimmed his body down.
Sure.
Yeah. If he's a rim runner, that's great. That's all the more
I think
opportunity he's going to get.
I think he can do more than people are giving him credit for. And I think Caleb Foster is this close. He's like super nervous. He's this close to losing the starting spot to Caden Boozer.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I don't disagree with it. I think that it's certainly Caleb's to lose more than. And let me put it this way: I don't see Caden Boozer playing so otherworldly that he's just going to go take the spot. I think it's Caleb's to lose. If that makes sense.
Yeah, just like last year,
just
right?
like last year.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't think Sion did anything crazy. Sion just didn't make mistakes.
He was just a consistent calming presence for the rest of the team. Good point guard, hard-nosed defender.
Right.
I mean, but Caden Boozer's like, no, he's not like as strong as an ox as Sion was, but bigger, faster, stronger than Caleb. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's bigger, faster, stronger.
I think he is.
No, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
It really is, and it's almost like it's almost too much. You know what I mean? Like
I do.
Like fuck. Like why couldn't we save some of this talent for next year?
This is an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah. And I really hope that it doesn't fuck Duke. Excuse me. I really hope it doesn't fuck them up.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there could be so many line changes, so many different lineups, so many, like we could really run out a hockey line change all season long.
I'm a proponent of that. I know it's not going to happen, but I want it to.
I don't think that's not a good thing in basketball, though, Jack. That there's no continuity in that, and
that's the issue.
They need continuity in basketball. Everybody does, even
specifically in college,
even at the professional level. And I don't think the coaches right now sitting in a office in Durham know who's starting week 1.
Yeah, no, I don't think they do either.
They know one person who starts.
They know Cam is starting.
That's it. It.
Probably Pat too.
I think they
I
know.
don't know.
I think they know at
What
least
what
three.
do you do with Malik then?
Well,
I
Malik
don't
is
think
kind of.
Malik's
Did you put
going
him
to
at
be
the
ready.
4?
I don't think he's going to be ready.
I don't think he's ready, so I mean, it's kind of a new point.
I think he's ready.
Let's talk about Malik.
Let's go for it.
Malik, I love Malik Brown. I'm so excited.
Here's why I think he's ready. You don't bring somebody to the ACC tip-off show if they're not ready to play basketball.
I mean, I think he could just be going as a representative of the team because I think him and Foster are going to be named captains.
I agree.
Okay.
I think that's why he won. He's a senior captain. He's the only captain, the only senior we have.
I think right now, if we were playing a Final Four game, national championship game, Malik Brown's ready to go.
Yes.
I think if that was the case, of course. Yeah, I mean, you suit up for a Final Four, national championship.
He did that with one last year.
That's what I'm saying. I think Malik Brown is ready to go. Everything I've heard from Adam Gold and all those cats locally. DK, I don't know if you listen to the local shows. Everything I've heard, Malik Brown's ready.
If he's ready,
I hope
I still don't think he's going to start day one.
I don't either. I think he's going to be
that's your
Swiss Army knife. Yeah, there's your 6-man. He's a Swiss Army knife, a 1 through 5 defender. We've seen him do that. I think. Yeah, I think he can go in for anyone who's struggling early. Just set the tone defensively.
Or just settle things down. Just settle down. Just settle it down.
Yeah. The passing vision is going to be huge.
Is he going to be shooting threes?
That is, we joke about it with Big Pat. That's actually a question with Malik.
I'm not joking with Malik.
I know.
Sure.
I know you guys give me a hard time, but I think there's too many shooters on this team for oh, go ahead, Pat, go ahead, Malik. Yes, I understand. And John has come out and said, Malik, I want you to shoot 2 threes a game.
I want him to as well.
Hell or high water, I want you to shoot 2 threes a game.
It spaces the floor out more for guys to be able to do stuff inside the arc. Whereas if Malik's an unknown non-shooter, then his guy can just sit off of him in the paint.
Then you get the long rebounds, and you get the fast breaks, and you get the fouls and the end ones. I think there's way more levels to shooting a 3.
I think the threes that Malik is going to be taking are top of the key threes that are wide open. And they will be there. And then to your point, though, about long rebounds and stuff like that, the beauty of this one is that Malik is already at the top of the key, and he's going to be the one defending our hoop. You can go 3-on-1, and I still trust Malik to make the defensive stop.
So
that's how good of a defender he is.
So he's shooting the same threes that man shot.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, yes, but
I think that's reasonable to say.
Going down and higher IQ defensively going down the other side if it is a long rebound or if it leads to a fast break. So I'm not concerned about that per se. But
TK, I'm sorry to cut you off. You know who else was a shooter like that who only really took top of the key threes? Wendell Carter.
Yeah, man, he should have got more touches.
He should have.
What do you mean? Should have got more. He averaged a fucking double, yo.
He put up 15 and 10, and he's still. I mean,
why are we not talking about Trayvon Duval? 2 people on that team averaged a double. It wasn't by accident.
It was not. We had 2 elite rebounders. We had 2 good scorers down low,
and we had a great point guard.
Yes, we did.
Anybody can see that. So that was a bad Trayvon Duval joke. All right, so
I don't appreciate that at all. I'll be honest with you.
That was mean.
I don't appreciate that. I don't
appreciate
that. That was terrible.
Mute him.
Let's wrap this show up. About some of our guys in the association.
TK, you were just muted the whole time.
I know. I stopped talking.
As he deserved.
But I will say we do have a number of guys in the association. Jack, give us kind of a rundown. Obviously, everybody's seeing the Cooper Flag preseason highlights. The guy's going to average 35, 7, 9 this year. Probably win the MVP unanimously. Finals MVP. Be kind of stunned if he didn't sweep all the awards. Defensive Player of the Year. But no, seriously, give us kind of the rundown on Duke and the NBA.
Yeah, gladly. So just yesterday, the 12th of October, preseason action. I'm going to start with Wendell Moore, who is on the Celtics on an Exhibit 10 contract, so non-guaranteed. But he
He'll be
played 9
insane.
minutes, shot 2 for 2. He put up 5 points, including an absolutely insane slam dunk over, who was it? It was over a former ACC player. Oh, it was over Norchad Omir. That's who it was.
So both of them will be in China.
Likely.
Nice.
Now, I will say that the dunk that Wendell Moore had is actually illegal in the lower 48. Like that was
I did see
filthy.
that dunk.
That was filthy. That was
I was shocked that the rim didn't break. I was like, Jerome,
It
bring it
was
down type situation.
it was pretty crazy.
it was pretty sick.
Yeah, Trey Jones just again yesterday in a game against the Bucks had 8 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. He just signed an
Solid.
extension with the Bulls. I mean, I think he's going to be a pretty good contributor off their bench for the next few
Yeah,
years.
no, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Marquise Bolden, he's again for I think the 3rd or 4th season in a row, a preseason member of the Warriors. He's putting up some decent stats. 7
He-
points, 3 rebounds.
He just came back from Istanbul, correct?
I actually don't know if he was in the G League last year or in Europe. I do know that he plays for Indonesia internationally.
Okay.
Didn't he make the Bucks
that's-
roster? Was that last year or 2 years ago?
that's
That was
different.
2 or 3 years ago he was on the
Oh.
Bucks. He was also on the Hornets that season.
So he got a Indonesian.
He got
Wait,
they
wait,
recruited him. It's
wait,
really convoluted. They
wait.
recruited him to play for them internationally. They like granted him citizenship. It was kind of crazy.
Was good for him, I think.
I'm happy for him. He gets to play internationally. When Tyrese Proctor, when we weren't sure if he was coming over or not, I watched him
Tyrese Proctor's
get
balling
Marquise. He is. He was actually next
for
one
a
to talk
really
about.
good Cavs team.
He is. Yeah. I mean, there's a reason they signed him to a guaranteed contract after drafting him in the bottom 10 of the draft. He put up 14 in his preseason debut earlier this week. And
I don't think he's missed a 3-pointer yet.
he might not have, honestly. He's playing crazy. 14 points, 7 points, 12 points. He's putting up multiple assists a game. He did shoot 2 for 9 yesterday against Boston. But
Yeah.
from deep. But you know what? They're giving him the green light. They want him to be a rotation piece this early in his career. It's a fully guaranteed non-two-way standard NBA contract. So
No,
they
he's
have a lot of confidence in him.
Yeah, he's on the squad. Like he's got a locker.
Grayson Allen yesterday, Suns versus Nets.
A stud.
Grayson Allen shot 3 of 5 from 3 and had 3 blocks.
Well, that's expected.
Grayson Allen
from
had
somebody.
3 blocks.
Well, he jumps 54 inches off the ground.
I know. I just want to remind you guys that Grayson Allen can still get up there. He just turned 30. He can still jump. Wendell Carter doing solid. He had a few days ago against my Sixers here in Philly. He put up 20 points and 13 rebounds while being guarded by a two-way player. I'm defending Joel's honor on that one. Joel has not played a preseason game, but he's put up double-digit scoring every game. He's passing well. He's getting his blocked shots. Yeah, Saman's playing well. Tyus is now in Orlando. He's not playing super much in the preseason, but he's in his limited minutes. He's producing. Yeah, exactly. They're getting him like a couple reps, then letting him rest the rest of the way.
Wendell Moore owes everything he has in the NBA to the Jones brothers.
Yeah, at least the younger one.
How many teams in the NBA right now should Duke fans be pulling for? Because Orlando is one, obviously. Dallas is
Orlando, Dallas,
28.
Charlotte has 3.
Charlotte,
28 out of 32.
But teams that have at least 2 Duke players.
Dallas, Phoenix, Charlotte.
Yes.
Cleveland has 2 former Duke players on staff plus Tyrese.
Dallas might be really good. Like let's keep it
real. Yeah.
If Kyrie can get healthy, Dallas is going to be fucking dangerous.
Kyrie's playing in preseason, so
he's made a remarkable comeback.
He has. It's been really quick. It's really impressive. Philadelphia, we have Jared McCain and then Elton Brand as our GM here.
I've always been loyal to this. Like, I'm not an NBA guy because I'm from I'm right here in the triangle.
You're from an area where it's all college, yeah.
Yeah, but I do remember when the Hornets were good and selling out crowds and had, Muggsy Bogues and those dudes.
Yeah.
But Yep. But Dallas, I feel like I'm a Dallas Mavs fan right now. But I also love Luka Doncic. So
I don't think there's any Duke guys on the Lakers right now, are there?
I mean, I don't give a shit. I'm just telling you.
Coaching.
Yeah, JJ's the coach. That's true. I always forget about that.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I got you,
TK.
I got you.
Let's go, Lake Show.
Yeah, I'm back.
Shout out my guy JJ. We got RJ Barrett, who's put up 19, 13, and 15
Brandon
points
in both
3 preseason
Toronto,
games.
right?
He looks decent. Brandon Ingram's there too.
RJ Barrett's been playing crazy ball for like the past 3 years, and nobody's talking.
No one notices.
By the way, you know who's back? Zion Williamson.
Zion Williamson looks like a fucking monster. By the way, I'm glad you brought that up.
Invest in Xanos.
That dude looks like that dude looks like somebody you'd have to shoot on the sidewalk because you don't want to fight them.
I mean, he was hefty, and then he took some Zyempic, and now he is lean.
I don't think he was ever that hefty. But go ahead.
He was heavy.
He looks leaner. Like
I thought Charles Barkley.
He wasn't like me. I mean, he was.
He's definitely redistributed some mass.
But he looks legit. That
was a weird comment, Jack. I don't know.
Hey, Pablo's not here, so I'm.
No, this is a pause-free show.
Thank God.
Pause-free show. So, I think obviously, as far as Duke fans, even if you're not an NBA fan, we got a lot of players in the league, and it's better for Duke when our players are not only in the league but showing out in the league. So we got a lot of things to look forward to. We're gonna have another. We got another show coming up for you guys next Monday night. It'll be right before the 2 scrimmages that we have. The Brotherhood run against UCF. Welcoming back Johnny Dawkins, and then we're gonna have the Tennessee.
Last thing. Sorry, I do love Zion, but those are the most uncomfortable shoes in the world.
Wrap outside of your foot really awkwardly.
They are the most uncomfortable shoes in the world. Get better.
This could be an encore episode. Zion shoes. I mean, seriously, everything about Zion shoes. From the start of it to now.
From the PG2s to now.
No, but I got a bunch of shoes. We can talk about shoes all day. We needed a shoe.
I'd love to do a shoe encore, honestly.
Shoe encore, there we go. All right,
I just got the Kool-Aids.
Take us out of here, Jack.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out the 5 Point Play podcast. Like, comment, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Check out our gear on DC4L. The link has been on the ticker at the bottom of your screen if you're watching this whole time. Subscribe, like, comment, everything. Check us out on social, Instagram, Twitter. Of course, the Patreon, which is free. There's some free stuff. There's some premium stuff. Check it out. You guys know what it is. Follow all of us everywhere. Let's go Duke.
Go Duke.